Grant Cardone, From Broke to Billionaire, Life Story and Money Rules. What if I told you that one of today's most controversial billionaires was once broke, addicted, and nearly lost? That he went from being a drug-addicted car salesman to building a real estate empire worth billions? This is the story of Grant Cardone. But this isn't just a biography, it's a deep dive into the mindset, strategy, and financial principles of one of the loudest voices in business. Whether you love him or hate him, Cardone gets results. And in this video, you're going to learn exactly how. Let's start at the beginning. Grant Cardone was born in 1958 in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He was one of 5 children in a middle-class family. His father died when Grant was only 10, leaving the family emotionally and financially shaken. This trauma shaped Grant's hunger for security and success. By his early 20s, Cardone had a college degree in accounting, but no direction. Worse, he fell into heavy drug use. He was broke, aimless, and addicted. At 25, he entered rehab. It was a turning point. He says, "The day I got out of treatment, I made a decision to turn my life around. Not gradually, but completely." After rehab, he took a job as a car salesman, a position he hated at first. But instead of quitting, he committed to becoming the best at it. He studied sales every day, recorded his phone calls, tracked his closing ratios. Within a few years, he became a top performer. Lesson 1. Master sales. Cardone believes sales is the #1 skill in business. He says, no matter what you do in life, you're in sales. Whether you're selling a product, a service, or yourself, you're always selling. By his 30s, Cardone had saved up enough to begin investing. But here's where it gets interesting. He didn't start small. He started with a $78,000 single-family property and immediately regretted it. He says it was more headache than profit. That mistake taught him his next money rule: never invest in single-family homes. Instead, he focused on multi-family apartments. More tenants meant more income, less risk. Today, Grant Cardone owns and manages over $4 billion worth of real estate across the U.S. through his company, Cardone Capital. His properties generate passive income and long-term appreciation. He teaches others to do the same. Another cornerstone of Cardone's philosophy is the 10x rule. He wrote a best-selling book by that name, and its message is simple but aggressive. Whatever goal you have, multiply it by 10. And then do 10 times the effort you think is necessary to reach it. Most people underestimate what it takes to win. Cardone says, success is your duty, obligation, and responsibility. He believes in taking massive action. If you're making 5 calls a day, make 50. If you're running 1 ad, run 10. Don't dabble, dominate. Critics say this mindset leads to burnout. Cardone disagrees. He argues that burnout comes from not seeing results, and that massive action is the cure. Now let's talk about how he handles money. First, Cardone doesn't believe in saving money the traditional way. He calls saving for the sake of saving middle-class thinking. He says, cash is useless unless it's being used to create more cash. He advises people to stack cash temporarily, only to invest it in cash-flowing assets as soon as possible. Money sitting in a bank is losing value to inflation. Second, he tells people not to buy luxury items, like watches or cars, unless they can buy it with passive income. If the car costs $100,000, your investments should already be spinning off that much in yearly cash flow. Third, he says, stay broke, not poor, but broke. Keep your money moving into investments so that you always feel hungry to produce more. This forces growth. If you see a guy with $1 million in cash sitting in the bank, Cardone says, he's lazy. That money should be working. In recent years, Cardone has become a media figure. His YouTube channel has millions of followers. He runs sales boot camps, real estate workshops, and has authored several books beyond the 10x rule, including Sell or Be Sold and Be Obsessed or Be Average. But he's also received criticism. Some people say his real estate fund is high risk. Others accuse him of hyping success and overselling hope. His aggressive style turns some people off. Yet despite the controversy, his methods work for thousands. He built an empire from nothing. He took massive risks. He teaches bold action. So what are the core takeaways from Grant Cardone's story? First, master sales. It's the foundation of business. 2. Take massive action, 10 times your goals and effort. 3. Invest in assets that produce income. 4. Never settle for enough, always scale. 5. Let your hunger drive you, stay broke to grow. You don't have to agree with everything he says, but you can't ignore the results. Grant Cardone went from a broke addict to a self-made billionaire. Not because he got lucky, but because he went all in. And maybe that's the biggest lesson. If you want extraordinary results, you have to take extraordinary action. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into business, mindset, and money.